Hello Aquarius, welcome to your December 2022 reading for Sun, Moon and Rising. I have changed things up a bit so you get to see me this time. Hopefully that's all right. We'll start off with the sun bowl and begin. So if you'd like to take a nice breath in and exhale. Okay, Aquarius, let us see what Spirit has in store for you. Changing things up a bit. So we are going to look at 3 areas: love, health, and wealth for December. I'll be cutting the deck. Okay. Right. Love, we have justice, things coming into balance. Health, we have High Priestess, very nice. Intuition coming in strong. And for wealth, we have the Magician. Excellent energy. Wow, Aquarius. Beautiful. Right. Let's get some clarifying cards before we jump right in there. You've actually got 111, so that's a real angelic number. Master number 11 is soul path energy, but if we were to add the number 1 from the Magician there, we've got 3 ones in a row. So brand new beginning starting in your life. Okay. Let's see what we have. Under Justice, we have the Empress. Ooh, very nice. Under the High Priestess, we have the Page of Wands. Under the Magician, for your wealth, we have 8 of Cups. Walking away from something there. Okay, under the Empress, for love, we have 7 of Wands. Defensive energy. Under the Page of Wands for health, we have Knight of Swords. Under wealth, for the 8 of Cups, we have 10 of Swords. Oh, oh. Under the 7 of Wands, we have the Knight of Wands. For love, under the Knight of Swords, we have the Ace of Swords. And under the 10 of Swords, we have the 2 of Swords. Okay. So you're definitely starting the month with a very strong kind of balancing energy. And what I feel particularly, we will clarify, but what I feel particularly with this Empress and this 7 of Wands energy over here is that you have the ability to come into alignment, come into balance with your element of your sort of self-love, your self-acceptance, and how you display that in the world. But you're doing it with, you're not doing it in a harsh way. Now, sometimes with the 7 of Wands, it can be really kind of, it can even be to the extreme of having a bit of a chip on your shoulder, but I'm not feeling this energy at all. This is more about kind of being balanced, being in alignment with your own sense of emotional body and how you feel about it. It's a very feeling energy, and how you are guided by that to then charge forward with the Knight of Wands energy. So I'm really loving this with regards to the Justice card, where the scales are becoming balanced. So it does feel that when you're working with matters of the heart, now when we talk about love here, we can talk about romantic love, we can talk about love for self, we can talk about love for a family member, a friend or work colleague. But this is the kind of the energy of where you are. It feels more kind of internal, for me, because as soon as you do the work within, then you are expressing yourself in a very, I almost want to say matter-of-fact way, but it's not the Queen of Swords energy. This is more like, this is where I stand in this regard, and this is where I'm putting my love and my heart and my excitement into it, because it feels like when you have that balance, you are kind of moving forward with a lot of momentum, a lot of excitement, and it almost feels like butterflies in your stomach. So Aquarius, I know, because I do your readings all year. I've done your readings all year, and particularly in December, it was pretty heavy energy that you were dealing with. You've come a long way with regards to this. It's like I think it's been a very long time since you have felt butterflies in your stomach, getting excited about something. And I feel like December, it's really kind of coming together for you with regards to that, because you're harnessing that Empress energy of unconditional love, love for self, thinking of things in a very creative and nurturing way. And as you open yourself up, you are doing it in such a balanced way that you're not being taken for granted. People aren't sort of taking too much out of you. You're actually kind of moving with that in a very balanced kind of platform. And then rising above that, you start to get a bit sort of giddy, a bit excited. So let's clarify. Why is the Empress here, please? Okay. We have Four of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, Queen of Cups, and the Five of Wands. So this immediately tells me that where you have been feeling, because the Justice card is here, the Justice card doesn't turn up unless there has been an imbalance. So where you have been feeling like you've been holding back on how you emotionally feel, you haven't been expressing how you emotionally feel, you perhaps have been suppressing it with that Four of Pentacles, okay, where you have felt a bit trapped, a bit kind of isolated, where you couldn't, you felt bound and you couldn't have any forward movement. And even though you were psychically picking up on the direction that you wanted to go, where you following your heart with that Queen of Cups, really what that was doing was causing a bit of internal conflict with like, well, how do I manage this? What are the things that I do to kind of follow my heart's direction? And so that is where the Empress is now coming in and bringing balance. So the imbalance was this kind of holding back, pressing down, feeling a little bit shut out, and having this turmoil in your heart, even though you kind of emotionally sense that there's been a bit of a discord. Then the Empress comes in, the Major Arcana, and overrules all of that. And that's where the balance is coming in for you. You're starting to feel, I want to say the word placid, but it sounds like such a boring word. But it just feels a bit more like, I know where I am now. I'm connected to this heart space. So I really like that. Okay, let's look at this Seven of Wands. Why is the Seven of Wands here, please, for Aquarius? Thank you. We have Five of Pentacles. We have Three of Pentacles. We have the Magician again, and we have the Star, which is your card. There we go. Right. Those two go together. So it's been a long time coming. This feeling of being isolated, being left out in the cold, this kind of lack mentality. You see, sometimes when we experience feeling isolated internally within our heart space, often that's reflected to us in our reality. So if we feel kind of isolated, and not that we're not speaking to someone on the same, we're not connecting, there's a discord with our loved ones, and that could be any of our close connections. Sometimes when we're feeling that internally, we see it play out physically, right? And that's when when that plays back to us, you take it for a certain period of time, up until the point where you kind of go, enough, something's got to give. In this scenario over here, you have now reached this point where you are kind of standing in your own truth with recognizing first how you have felt. It's like you've been waiting a long time for this kind of sense of solitude. It's not really solitude, because people can choose to have a solitude experience, but sometimes when you feel isolated, it means if there's a type of disconnection, a discord, and you feel neglected. But in this scenario over here, sometimes you have to switch things around. And if you have, perhaps you've been neglecting your own heart, but now what's happening is that you've come over that. You've come over that bridge. You've come over that barrier. And but what this is telling me here is where you feel a bit more kind of stable, a bit stronger, to protect your heart, to move forward and say, well, this is how I feel. This is how I really feel. Now, the beautiful thing about this is that while it's been a long time coming because of that Three of Wands and that Five of Pentacles, the Magician and the stars here. So not only do we have the Magician twice, but we have your card. The Star card talks about healing, faith, hope for the future, wish fulfillment, all of that good stuff, right? And the Magician is you are now harnessing it by standing in your power and by protecting your heart in a way that is very balanced. It's not like an egotistical sense. It's not like, well, I've got to look after my heart. It's none of that. This is like, I feel a bit more balanced. I understand my feelings. I understand where I'm at this point. And there's no denying it anymore because of that Empress card, because you've come a long way to reach that point. Arriving at that point, now's a time where you're starting to kind of, because you've done the inner work, you're starting to see it. Only the beginning stages of it come, like, filter out into your real world, okay, into your outer reality. So that's really nice. It's really nice. Okay, so let's look at the Knight of Wands. What is this? Because I'm feeling this kind of like flutter in my stomach, like butterflies in my stomach. Okay, Knight of Wands. Can you clarify, please? Thank you. Landed right on there. Seven of Swords. Okay, so this could be tactical energy. Let's get another one. What else for the Knight of Swords, please? Thank you. Oh, Nine of Swords. Seven of Swords, Nine of Swords. Interesting. Okay. Well, it feels like you've got this kind of like excitement in your belly because you've got the balance. But the balance is coming in the sense of now you're charging forward. I mean, the Knight of Wands always charges forward with excitement, and it's a really kind of fast energy as well. And there's an element of trying to kind of deviate around a particular situation, which has been causing you anxiety. So it feels like, we will go a bit deeper into this in the extended, but it just feels like, even though you've got the balance there and the legal system over there, if it could be one of two things here because of the Justice card. If you've been dealing with, because it's a general reading, right? If you've been dealing with a legal situation connected to someone that was connected to your heart, so it could even be a family member, friend, work colleague, or partner. If there's been a legal situation, the balance is coming in. Justice turns up in your favor because it doesn't turn up unless there has been an imbalance, and justice is all about cause and effect. Okay, so if there's been a legal situation that where someone has kind of tiptoed around something, or this lying, cheating, stealing kind of energy over there, something that you've been very worried about and up until the middle of the night about, I feel like you've got your va-va-voom again. You've got your sense of balance. You've got your sense of security. And your sense of security is your own heart space. And you're now in connection. You're now understanding your heart, okay? And that's the thing that charges you forward. And that's the thing that's coming into balance. For others of you, where it's not necessarily a legal situation, it could be a situation where there's been a bit of a tactical move in the past, which wasn't quite in balance, right? It wasn't quite in your honor. And it's something that you perhaps have been aware of, and you've been kind of mulling over it. I would say, I want to say all year. But it is a 9, so 9s do talk about ending. So you've reached the pinnacle point of it, and now you're getting the surge of energy because you're now in tune with your heart space. It's like you've got the heart chakra and then you've got the solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus chakra is your fire, your motivation driving forward. The heart is just all, I mean, it's they say it's a second brain, but actually it's probably the brain of all brains is our heart, and they're closely connected, and it feels like it's being intertwined and leading outwards, blending outwards, and fusing into this energy moving forward. So it feels like you're going to definitely take the bull by the horns and charge forward. And I feel that there is a sense of excitement. Now, the butterflies in the stomach could be a sense of excitement of some, moving towards something that you really want to do. I feel like it's just following your heart, but it has a sort of nervous quality to it. Like you're almost, I don't want to say afraid of your own approach, your own sense of drive, but it's kind of putting you a little bit out of your comfort zone, but in a really good way. So I do think that if there's anything that has been out of balance, unjust, in the sense of the heart space, something that you've been really kind of anxious about, concerned about, it just keeps niggling at you. I see you charging forward with a lot of speed, a lot of excitement, a lot of drive, and you're standing in your power. And you're coming at it from a very balanced point of view, a very balanced, settled heart. The heart isn't kind of or in turmoil here. The heart is good. The head space has been in turmoil, but that's sort of shifted now because the heart space overrules everything, in my opinion, anyway. So I really like that. Now, when we look at matters of health, we've got the Ace of Wands here. Oh, sorry, this is a Page of Wands. Page of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Ace of Swords underneath the High Priestess. So there's definitely, in terms of what health, we can think about it spiritually, physically, emotionally. We can think about it as the diet that you have, your nutrition, the exercise that you do, or you can talk about it in a sense of normal kind of well-being and balance, like, with the Justice card. We can also talk about sort of anxiety or mental health issues as well. Now, this is definitely more so in the mental side of things, but it's like, it's weird. I'm looking forward to clarifying this because if I just show you, the High Priestess and the Page of Wands. It's like you're getting so many shots, meteorites, so many shots of intuition, downloads that are coming in, fast and furious. Now, if you don't know what downloads or light codes or activations are, you can look it up. But generally speaking, it's let's just call it, for in layman's terms, intuitive hits, but you're being almost like bombarded with it, and you may even feel physical sensations with it, like chills, tingles in the head, rushes of goosebumps, all of that sort of stuff. Sometimes even pain in the back of the skull, but of course, I'm not a doctor. Do go check out a doctor if you have those sorts of pains. But that can be one of the symptoms too. Now, I feel like you're being almost bombarded with these intuitive hits, and it's causing you to see something from a whole new perspective. So I feel that as it relates to health here, the mind is turning, the mind is shifting, your perspective is shifting, the way you look at something is changing, and you're going to be seeing something from a whole new perspective. If you look very closely, there is an eye, the all-seeing eye at the bottom of that sword, okay? And it's really nice. It's really nice. Okay, so let's see. What is this intuitive hit that you're getting? Page of Wands. Can we clarify, please? What is this bombardment of light codes? Page of Wands, please, for Aquarius. Thank you. Queen of Swords. Oh, itchy nose. Queen of Swords. Right. I really like this. So you are getting, this is, this is epitomizes basically this beginning section over here about the love section, about your heart being a bit more balanced, a bit more in a very good place. And what's happening as a result of that, you are connecting on a health matter, you're connecting more to your higher self. And your higher self is sending you downloads of how, of sort of self-knowledge. It's like in some cases you could be also having like dreams of the Akashic records, past lives as well. So that could be coming into your life quite heavily at the moment. But what these intuitive hits are actually doing is giving you like truth serum, because the Queen of Swords is all about speaking the truth, and the Ace of Swords is truth serum. It's like the truth gun. There's no denying it, and you are getting bombarded almost by your. It's like you've opened the gateway. It's your heart is open. I'm getting goosebumps. You've opened the gateway to your heart, right? And all of a sudden, your higher self is kind of going, "Oh, well done, Aquarius. I'm going to just flood you now with all the information that you really had needed to know about yourself, your self-truth, your self-worth. We're going to now give you more information about that to stand more in your power. Queen of Swords is your energy, so you're standing in your power, okay? She doesn't mince her words. She sticks to the facts and the figures, but only because she's so wise. She's had all the experience. She's had a heart broken. She's had the physical difficulties. She has put herself out there, and she arrives at a point of total clarity of mind, and she recognizes that her truth is of paramount importance. Speaking her truth and honoring her truth is of paramount importance. So I feel like you're gonna kind of get a bit bombarded by that, which is really nice. It's basically it's almost like you're opening the gateway to your higher self, and there's this like really clear communication coming in, which I love. Right, Knight of Swords, please clarify. Thank you. King of Cups. Mm. Mm. Well, this I feel is slightly, well, let's see the next one quickly. Ace of Wands, Six of Swords, and Knight of Swords. See what I mean? It's everything in your health department is all really to do with the mind, the third eye, and the crown chakra. Okay? Ace of Swords, you are moving on to calmer waters. We've got the Knight of Swords twice now. So a lot of strong energy. I feel like you're going to get the got the bottom of the deck as a devil here. So where there has been sort of a toxic bound kind of energy, now it feels like the floodgates are opening, and now you're just getting so much information, and the information is a thing that's not only stimulating, it's like we've got a very rushed energy here. So you've got all this stimulation in the mental body in a very kind of go, 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 because the meteorite is fast. Knight of Swords twice, fast energy, okay? And the Knight of Wands is a fast energy too, but it feels like you're getting some communication coming in from someone, I would say, who is quite a grounded person. Male or female, doesn't matter. They are, they've also done the work with the heart space. Maybe not as much as you, because you're showing up as the Empress, right? And they're showing up as a King of Cups. But there's someone who's coming forward to you with communication, and this communication sets you free in the sense where you now see something from a whole new perspective, and you can no longer deny it. You're moving on to calmer waters with that Six of Swords. So everything where you have been kind of a bit stressed in the head space, you're going to, December marks for you a time which is really going to give you a new standpoint on something. You're going to see something very clearly. And because there's so much fast energy here, I feel like you're not going to wait. I feel like you're going to drive forward quite fast with this thing. We will be going deeper into it in the extended, don't worry. So there's definitely some good news that's coming in, and you're activating it. So I feel there's a lot of activations happening within you. It's very fast, and the headspace has been working overboard, but I'm not feeling where things have been stressful. The stress is now airing out air signs, and making room for these downloads to come, this connection to your higher self. And as you do so, all of a sudden you start to see things really, really clearly, and you start to, it almost feels like an instantaneous change of belief system in the headspace. It feels very, very strong, and it's for your highest good, because you're now moving into a calmer, peaceful state of mind. Really nice. Okay, let's look at wealth. Now, wealth, it can also be concerned with your work, because most people have get their money from the work that they do. But if we think about wealth, it's also, I mean, it just sounds better, health and wealth, huh? Excuse me, that's why I said it. But wealth is your sense of abundance, your sense of prosperity. Where is that at the moment? At the moment, you've got some heavy energy, I have to admit. But under the Magician means that actually, in a weird way, you've been sort of orchestrating some turnarounds. Because we've got the Eight of Cups, which is walking away. We've got the Ten of Swords, which is something is dead, done and over with. And we've got the Two of Swords, which is like, oh, okay, now what next? I'm at a crossroads, okay? But you have created this within your sense of wealth, okay? So let us see how this is playing up for you. Something is over. Something is definitely over as it pertains to your sense of wealth and abundance. But what the interesting thing is, it's under the Magician. So the Magician is a very strong, I mean, he's a wizard, right? He's an alchemist. He brings all the elements together and he makes things happen. So there is method behind the madness, I feel, with this energy. Let's look at the Eight of Cups. Why is the Eight of Cups here, please? What are they walking away from? Thank you. We've got, I knew the Hierophant would turn up. I wanted to say it. Right. Six of Wands, Three of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. You are walking away from some sort of organization. Okay? Some sort of structure, which has been, so the structure could be the thing that where you normally get your wealth from. You're rising high, so you're actually being kind of elevated. You are being recognized for your efforts, and there is something that where you have been working together with others. So say, for example, you work in departments, you work in collaboration with teamwork, but there is something that is, you're walking away from a certain kind of structure or organization that no longer serves you. I'm not too worried about this energy because that's Six of Wands. So you've risen higher. You see, when he comes back from battle, he basically comes back from battle and he is victorious. He is recognized for his efforts and he departs because he's been promoted now. So he can become a colonel, right? After kind of winning the battle victoriously. So he is being recognized. People are cheering him on. And what I really like about this is that now that you've reached that point, you're like, okay, well, even though I put a lot of work and energy and time and had to go back over things and over and work with people perhaps I didn't feel connected to, I'm now walking away from this organization. I'm walking away from this structure that is no longer serving me, basically. Now, the Eight of Cups, he is actually walking towards the Nine of Cups. He says goodbye to the 8 acorns on the ground there, okay? And he's walking towards the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. So it's like, what is the energy I'm feeling? It's like everything you've put into this as it relates to a certain element of wealth, prosperity, it just doesn't cut it anymore for you. That's the kind of energy I'm feeling. It's like, you know what, I've done everything I need to do here. I need to now walk on towards my wish fulfillment. With the Ten of Swords, I mean, it's pretty much saying the same thing. So let's go to the Ten of Swords, please. Can we clarify the Ten of Swords? Thank you. We have, wow. Okay, we've got Four of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, and the Ace of Cups. There we go. You are now dead, done, and over with this organization. You are now moving on towards your own sense of balance and happiness and security, because the number 4, so it's a very sort of solid energy here with the 4 of Wands. You are done with the way things are. So you are now, there's a turning of events, a turn of fate coming towards you with that Wheel of Fortune. And you're saying goodbye to this old sense of what you considered was your wealth, and you're switching it around and you're moving to the heart. So you're kind of in a way returning back to this heart space energy over there. When something is dead, done, over with, there's nothing more you can do. You have exhausted your mental body in this. You've exhausted all your efforts, and you just cannot make the cut with this source of wealth. And so now you are choosing your own happiness. You're choosing maybe to go on holiday somewhere, maybe to move, maybe to sort of you're basically choosing your happiness here. And because enough's enough with that 10 of Swords. And as you make those choices, and as you recognize, oh wow, that's really, and it feels like it's so connected to the health as well, because you're now so clued up. It's like the veil has been lifted, right? And you can see things in full color, and you're like, I'm done, okay? And when you come into that recognition, having said goodbye to the old paradigm, and you're now in your magician energy over here, you know that actually what's around the corner is a damn sight better than what you've got now, okay? So when that reality comes into mind, then the Wheel of Fortune turns in your favor, goes, bravo, the universe goes, bravo, well done. We will gift you with a new beginning, because now you're following your heart, okay? You're not working in a place where it's beating you down, okay? And it could be a workplace, but it also could be a certain kind of area where anywhere where you apply your idea or concept of what wealth is to you. What is your wealth? What is your prosperity for you, okay? It's switching up. What you believed before is now no longer valid after all of this and all of this, right? So it's a big month for you. Right, so 2 of Swords. So you are a little bit undecided by the end of the year. Feels a bit like a maze. We return back a little bit to the headspace, but this feels less about, oh, what do I do in my head, but more about like, how do I navigate this? What are the physical things I need to do? Because he's trying to get somewhere. Right, 2 of Swords, please. Can we clarify the 2 of Swords? Why is it 2 of Swords here, please, for Aquarius? For their highest good. Thank you. 6 of Pentacles, equal give and take. It feels to me like you're actually getting a bit of a handout, a bit of a gift, a bit of a kind of monetary helping hand, let's just call it that way, because we are in the wealth section over here. Again, you've manifested. You're just a bit undecided about where it goes. Do I invest a little bit over here? Do I use it to go there? Do I divvy it up a little bit? It doesn't seem like an enormous amount, but again, the scales are coming back into, are quite interesting. Oh, yes, she does. In that Justice card, she holds scales, I think in her left hand. And over here, in the 6 of Pentacles, he holds the scales as well. So it's kind of fun. It's kind of interesting how this theme of balance is so prominent in December for you. You're sort of weighing it up. You're weighing it up. Where do I put my money? Where do I put my headspace? How do I navigate this? With a kind of equal give and take. So it feels like your wealth, because you've already got the 6 of Wands over here, I don't feel like you are completely without. This is more to do with the resource that you have that represents wealth to you is over and done with, and you've done everything you can within that understanding and that cycle, and now you're moving forward, and now you're looking at your wealth, what your idea of wealth is, and you're like, okay, how am I going to spend my wealth? Okay, now we can spend this in the heart space, or we can do it, it doesn't have to be physical. It's whatever your sense of wealth is for you. But I do feel like there is some pentacles coming in for you, particularly with that Wheel of Fortune as well. This is a really good kind of energy. So you may feel a bit like, oh my God, by the end of the year, like, what have I done? What have I done? And then arrive at that point of, I don't know I could do it this way, or I could do it this way. How do I invest correctly? Where do I put it? So you may just be at that at the end. But let's get an oracle card to close off this reading and see what Spirit has to say to you for December. Okay. What does Aquarius need to know for December, please, for their highest good? We'll take that one up because it's upright. Thank you. Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It is happening. Well, how perfect is that? How perfect? Because heaven on earth is basically being, let's just call it, so often we think like, oh yeah, peace. If we had world peace, the world would be a very boring place. Where would the drama be? But it's not that, is it? Joy and I suppose heaven on earth is when we are really connected to our higher self. Our heart is open without being defensive, or we don't feel disconnected to anything. We have more than enough, all of that energy, and it feels like this whole shift for you, this rebalancing that's happening for you in the love department, these downloads that are coming in fast and furious, affect your external world and how you see your sense of wealth and prosperity. And that whole shift in December is actually creating a new paradigm for you. It's creating your new heaven on earth. Now, please don't get angry at me when January comes and says it's not heaven on earth, Robin. But you are in the process of finding a way for you uniquely to bring more joy, more openness and connection with others. So it's really, really nice. So thank you for watching. I do personal readings as well. You can check out my website, loveitallmore.com. And I'm going to be moving on to the extended now. So if you want to find out more, we're going to look a bit at this kind of sneaky energy, a bit more in the love department, but find out a bit more about these activations that you might be getting. And what might the turning point be of this Two of Swords, this decision of where to invest? And we'll see what Spirit has to say, has to advise us for that. So if you'd like to watch the extended, go to the link in the description box below. Otherwise, have a wonderful December, have a wonderful Christmas, and I'll see you next year. Take care. Bye.